Board on this computer. Okay, okay. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to do. We're gonna go ahead and hit that young TikTok on the phone, and we're about to get it popping. We're about to get it popping right quick. Okay, okay. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Y'all let me know if you can hear me right quick. All right, I'm live here. All right, let's see how long this takes. And one up. Okay, all right. So now that we are live, I feel like I look pretty fly with this fit. Yo, thanks for joining early. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. ORLY. Thank you for joining and rock with me. Let me know how that audio sounds. But I got to give the disclaimer before we get into our live trading because we just started the live right now. So, quick disclaimer slash disclosure. Please note that the following is not legal advice and is provided for informational and educational purposes only. Investing in securities carries a high degree of risk and can result in the loss of your entire investment. You should consult with a qualified financial advisor or legal professional before making any investment decisions. The information contained in this presentation does not constitute an offer or solicitation to buy or sell any securities, all right, or other financial instruments. Any opinions expressed in this presentation are subject to change without notice and should not be relied upon as a recommendation to buy or sell any securities. Please do your own due diligence and research before making any investment decisions. All right, so thank y'all that have come through. Aviv, John, Work Knowles. All right, so if you're still rocking with me, we're just gonna do a little bit of live trading. Yo. It's Alak Magola. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, bro, but I'm trying the best. But I've already took a trade for today. You can see it right here. All right, options trading. This is what we're talking about. So I made $163 trading SPY calls. But let's go take a look at the market and see what's going on for the day. All right, so we got somewhat of a little bounce back down to the downside on SPY. We're looking at SPY on the 30-minute chart. Xbox Addictions, thanks for joining. Waleed, thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right, yo, Carlos, thanks for joining. So we're just doing live trading. I've already got in and out of a trade. It took less than a minute. I am a scalper, but I like to do these trading breakdowns for anybody that is new. So if you have any questions, but we're just taking a look at the market. Yo, Nancine Dimed, Ben Bondina, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Carlos, if you're still there, thanks for joining. Abdul, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. But really quick, let me see if I can bring it up. Here is my trade that I took. Quick 163 bucks trading SPY calls earlier in the morning. But let's take a look at what's going on. So if you have been following me, I like to trade on the 30-minute chart. All right. So that means if you're new to trading, each one of these bars, these rectangles represents 30 minutes of time. This is a 30-minute chart that I like to trade on. And we're currently looking at SPY. Yo, Edgar, thanks for joining, bro. Appreciate you. TDH 2021, thanks for joining. So we're just tapping in. We're just trying a few things, just trying to look. Let me hit a little bit of a fan right now because I feel like I'm hot with this attire that I'm wearing. Probably should take my jacket off, but we're going to rock with it. So if you want a trade breakdown, we can look. The market is open right now. We'll look one more time. Here is my screenshot. Starting off the week with a one and done. $163, 3.5%. Yo, Donella Carter, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. So, if you have any questions about trading options, this is for beginners. I like to give as much value as I can to the beginners out there. So, if you got any questions, just let me know. But we're going to do a trading recap on the trade that I just did. All right. So, this was earlier in the morning. I saw here. All right. So, what we're looking at 30-minute chart on SPY. Each one of these candles represents 30 minutes of times. Each one of these bars or rectangles is 30 minutes. So I like to talk in simple terms, sample terms for beginners out there. I'm only focusing on beginners. I like to give as much value to anybody who's just starting out on trading or who's just interested in doing options trading. Now, I'm going to go ahead and clear out some of this stuff that I drew on the chart. And now, what I use, if you're new to trading, one of the number one indicators that I use on a daily basis is known as the SS 50% indicator. So I'm going to move this down a little bit so you can see it. So if you're on my live right now, this indicator right here is the one that I use the most. Donella, I see you. I see you, Donella. But on a daily basis, this one that I have highlighted right here, the SSS 50% rule indicator, this is the one that I use every single day at minimum. It's one of my favorites. Hope A Lib, thanks for joining. Yo, if y'all can do me a favor, give me some likes, give me some shares, drop your questions or ticker symbols in the chat that you want to take a look at. But This is the number one indicator that I use on a daily basis right here. It's the Sarah Strat Sniper 50% rule. You can look her up on YouTube. You can look her up on Twitter. She's really awesome, great lady. She's the one that created this indicator. Now let's get into how it works. So what this indicator does is it looks at the previous day in the market. So we'll go back to Friday when the market was open. And what it does is it marks out the previous day high, which you see here in this white line. It also marks out the previous day low, which is this white line down here. And then it marks out the 50%. So where was right in the middle of the last trading day. And so one thing that I want you to keep in mind, Asif Khan, thanks for joining. One thing that I want you to keep in mind is that support becomes resistance and resistance becomes support. And on a daily basis, this is especially true or should at least be acknowledged. Khwaja Ali, thanks for joining. It should at least be acknowledged with your charting on a daily basis, which is why I use the Sarah Strat Sniper 50% rule indicator. Now, just for those of you that are joining, we're taking a look at my trade that I took this morning, made $163 in a matter of a minute. And so I want to break down my trade and show y'all what I did and how I got into it. Now, here I always take a look at the pre-market. There are a lot of people out there that don't really care for the pre-market. A lot of the top tier traders that I follow, they don't take into account the pre-market. I don't think there's anything wrong with not taking into account. It's just me personally, because there is data that we're trying to get access to. I feel like all data should be acknowledged if you have access to it, because we're in this arena where the market makers, the smart money, the financial institutions, right? They manipulate the market by trying to distort or hide data from retail traders. So for me, my thought process is if there's data available to me, let me at least acknowledge it. Even if I don't use it in my trading, let me at least acknowledge the data. So that's why I have the pre-market here, which you see in the left, which is the after hours of Friday, here shaded in blue. And then in the right, which is the pre-market for today, shaded kind of like in this orange area on the right. Yo, Adam, thanks for joining. I appreciate you. But what did I see going into, yo, Raju, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Y'all give me some likes, give me some shares, tap in with your boy, tap in. Let me get some likes. Let me get some shares. All right. So what did I see? All right. So I'm keeping my eyes on the market. I'm looking at these candles, 30-minute time frame. I see that we have somewhat of I wouldn't say choppiness, but a little bit of a stall out, at least in the pre-market when it comes to yesterday's low. We also did have a gap down between the extended hours or the after hours trading on Friday and where trading began today in the pre-market. And if you know anything about the Donella, thanks for coming back. I see y'all. I see y'all. Peter, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. But all right, so what I saw here was this gap. And so I always like to mark out the gaps. I don't necessarily trade gap fills explicitly or specifically, but I do like to acknowledge them in my charts. So we got a gap right here between Friday's after hours trading and today's pre-market. There was a gap down. So what I'll do is I just like to mark that. And what we see is the pre-market activity really struggled to get above yesterday's low. Yo, Peter, thanks for joining. I see you, Miss Forex. Thanks for joining. Shout out to you. So what we're taking a look at, yo, Bree, thanks for joining. I think appreciate you for rocking with me. But what we're looking at is this gap here that happened between Friday and today's pre-market. And like I said, there are a lot of top tier traders out there that don't really care to include the pre-market activity. They don't really care about that. And I'm not saying that you should or you shouldn't. I'm just letting you know my trading style. So we're breaking down my $163 trade that I was able to take care of scalping. Now, if you're new to trading, there are different types of traders out there, right? So I'm going to break it down. This is for all the beginners out there. So you have what's known as a scalper. That's the type of trading that I do, which means that typically most of my trades are less than an hour. Really, my winning trades are less than 10 minutes. I'm in and out of a trade in less than 10 minutes. Yo, Babito, thanks for joining. Really appreciate that. All right, all right. Yo, Akil, thanks for joining, bro. We're just doing a quick recap on my trade. Made $163 doing a quick scalp in less than a minute on SPY. And long story short, I'll get right to the punchline. The way that I was able to do that was looking at this gap in the after hours trading between Friday and the pre-market of today. And I realized that once we had this candle right here where my cursor's at, this candlestick, this strong bullish candle, I knew that we would have somewhat of a bullish momentum continuing. So I got in on this candle right here where the cursor is. I did a quick scalp, no need to get greedy, and I was out. And it was good that I wasn't greedy because as we see, the market turned around and it turned bearish and it came all the way down here to this support zone. But that's the long and short of it. Yo, too many smiles. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. I appreciate anybody who's given me any of their time, whether you rock with me for 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. I appreciate y'all. But with that being said, that's the long and short of what I was looking like. All right, good, clean fun. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. We're just doing a recap on my trade. So I made $163 doing a quick scalp on SPY. This live right now is for the new options trader. So if you're a beginner or if you've been interested in getting started in options trading, that's what my content is all about, is for all the newbies out there, all the beginners. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please drop them in the chat. That's the number one way I like to give value, is answering your questions directly. But I just wanted to spotlight, yo, Cesar, thanks for joining. I just wanted to spotlight what I did to get this $163. This took less than a minute when I was in the actual trade. So this was a quick scalp. And so what I looked at right here was that between Friday's end, the after hours trading on Friday, and then today's pre-market, there was a gap. Now, if you follow the gap fill strategy, you know that at a minimum, the price is going to want to close or gravitate towards that gap. Now, me personally, I don't specifically just trade gap fills, but I do like to use it as somewhat of a guide. And so we saw this gap fill. We know that price is going to want to close. And then we saw when the market opened up some bullish sentiment by this candle right here, this bullish engulfing candle that basically swallowed up these previous candles. When I saw that we had this bullish engulfing candle, I went ahead and jumped in here. And then I did a quick scalp to the upside. Like I said, it was less than a minute. No need to get greedy, $163, and I'm on about my day. And as we saw, the market pretty much turned around and came down here to the support zone. So that's the long and short of it. But if there's any more questions, any thoughts on my mentality, what I was looking for, any additional factors, please let me know, because I appreciate y'all for rocking with me and tapping in with your boy today. So this is all about the beginners. Now, what we're looking at right now is the 30-minute time frame. So if you're new to trading, what that means is each one of these rectangles, which are known as candlesticks, each one of these candlesticks represents 30 minutes of time. That's the time frame that I like to trade on. That's the time frame that I like to scalp on. Now, some people ask me, how do you determine your entries and exits? And I will look at a smaller time frame or a lower time frame under the 30 minutes. So anywhere from the 5 minute, the 3 minute, or even the 1 minute. If I see a strong candle like in the 5 minute or the 3 minute, I'll take that candle and use it for entry. So that's the long and short of it. I like to trade on the 30-minute time frame. But if there's another ticker symbol that we want to look at, the market is open live right now. Me personally, my trading rules say I do a one and done. What that means is once I have my one win of the day, I'm out. I am done. So there's no reason for me to keep trading, but I will live trade and look at the charts with you all just in case anybody wants me to take a look at something. So what we see right now with the market being open is this candlestick pattern right here. You see where I'm jumping between on the crosshairs on my screen. This is known as a tweezer candlestick pattern, and it's somewhat of a reversal pattern. So what we could expect to see, if it continues, this bearish momentum, is some push to the downside. We've got just under 3 minutes left on this chart. So we're going to see what this candle looks like. This is the SPY, SPY. We're looking at the 30-minute chart. So if you've been rocking with me right now, thank you so much. If you have any questions, and look, we got mostly full time frame continuity to the downside. So we've got some bearish momentum going on. Yo, Aga, thanks for joining. Sai, thanks for joining. Jennifer Merrill, thanks for joining. Reek Papa, King Von, Crazy Lucky, thank all y'all for coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the chat. We're just doing a review, and Good Clean Fun. If you're still there, a big shout out to you. Big shout out to Good Clean Fun for rocking with me. We're just doing a recap on this $163 that I made. Now, I'm very transparent. I know that in this arena, when it comes to traders, they often are hiding or manipulating their data. Yo, Kobe Loman, thanks for joining. I appreciate all y'all for coming through. So I have my trading journal completely open to my community. So if you join my community, you get full access to my trading journal and you can see all of my trades. Everything that I do in my trading, I keep it open to everybody. So, yo, thank you everybody for coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nada, thanks for joining. Imran Robertson, yo, Tariq, everybody, thank all of y'all for joining. So, like I said, I'm fully transparent. You guys can see all of my trading journal. I keep it open here. I'm up about $630 for the month of January. One of the things that I've learned, and again, I'll remind you all that this live and my content are for new traders, especially in the realm of options trading. And one thing that I feel like I can do to help new traders out is to be completely open and transparent, like a glass window when it comes to my trading journey. So you guys can see this is my trading journal for the month of July. I've made $630 so far. Yo, big shout out to Good Clean Fun. Thank you so much for the live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna make a note just to go check out your page when I'm done with my live today. So I appreciate you just supporting me. It means more to me than I can ever express verbally. So I'll be reciprocating, sharing the love. I'm gonna go check out your page. But like I said, I'm all about full transparency. So I have my manual Excel trading journal that I include in my community. So if you join, you get full access to this. And I also, hold up, let me show y'all. I also plug in TradeZella. So if you don't know, yo, big shout out to Addicted to the Charts. Thanks for following. Thanks for following. Big shout out to Addicted to the Charts. Sorry about that, y'all. I just got a call, so I just paused for a second. But if you follow, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Now, the one thing that I also do to help stand on, yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Boost solid content. Thank you. Good, clean fun. All right. So there's another thing that I do as well is I also open up my TradeZella. So if you don't know what TradeZella is, it is an automatic trading journal platform. And so what it does is it will pair up with your broker. In this case, I use Robinhood, and it will automatically bring over the trade. So let me bring up my dashboard. You guys can kind of see it. It's always kind of crazy. I promise y'all, once I update my studio, my computer, and all that kind of stuff, I'll be able to get everything in one screen, kind of like how the kind of like how the gamers do it and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, now here's my TradeZella. I'm trying to get it into one screen that's the best. But I share all of this too. I share my trades. And if you're new to trading, you probably heard this before, but I'm going to remind you, yo, MR Poogie, thanks for joining. Everybody that's in the live right now, thank y'all for joining. Thank you for the likes. But what I want to show you and share with you right now is my TradeZella. So I also open this up to my community as well. And so this is my way of being transparent, and you all could see all of my trades. Now, one of my trading rules is that I do a one and done. I said that just a moment ago. So if my first trade of the day is profitable, I'm happy. There's no need to get greedy. There's no need to continue to be in the market. I take my cash, my profits, and go. But other than that, the other trading rule that I have for myself is no more than 2 trades a day. Now, let me show y'all what I mean. If you take a look over here, trying to get this all in the screen, let me move it over a little bit. Okay, so if you see right here on the 8th, I did more than my yo, shout out to Street Chameleon. Thank you for following. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to Daniela Rodriguez. I see you. Thanks for joining the chat. All right, so if you see right here on the 8th Monday last week, I took more than the 2 trades, which is against my trading rules, and you see that I lost money. But you see here, 9 times out of 10, if I just stick with my trading rules, I make money. Now, this day on Wednesday was a bad day. I let my emotions get the best of me, but I was able to bounce back and make the money back from the rest of the week. So y'all can see, like I said, if you join my community, I make all of this available. And I promise y'all, once I get a better studio set up on my camera and my computer and all that, I will be having the better. I don't know if you guys seen like the gamers when they go live, where half of the screen is their face and then the other half is their content. So that's going to be coming very soon. But anybody who's rocking with me now, I'm going to remember all of you from back when I had this crazy setup and I'm trying to squeeze everything in on the screen. But like I said, the most important thing for me is to give you value and to give you an honest, transparent look at what trading is all about. And the best way that I can do that is if you guys drop comments or questions in the chat. In the meantime, in between time, just going back to what I was saying, I put all of my trades in my community so everybody has access to them. Uno says green screen. Yes, you're exactly right. I should do the green screen. My bad, Uno. You're exactly right, bro. I need to do the green screen and stop BSing. Yep. I will do the green screen and stop messing around. Big shout out to Uno. Thank you for that. I need to get out of my comfort zone. You know, I only do the green screen when I'm recording videos to post. Yes. All right. Wakefield Smith. He says OBS Studios. Thank you, Wakefield. So I got OBS. I don't know if you guys could see it down here at the bottom of my screen. I do have OBS, but I need to get my stream key because I use a Mac. I don't get Living Less Complicated says she's new. All right, I'm going to speak to you right now, Living Less. Give me just a moment. But a shout out to Wakefield. He says OBS Studios. I do have OBS, but because I'm on a Mac, I don't have my stream key. And so I have to go through these hoops to get my stream key. Is it in the settings on the Mac? On a Mac, Wakefield, let me know. If it's in the settings, I'll try to go find it, but I couldn't find it in my settings on a Mac. If you have a Microsoft or if you have a regular PC, they have the stream key there. But if you're on a Mac, they hide the stream key. So I'm gonna have to double check that. But let me speak to Living Less Complicated right now because I do want to give value. So my stream, my content, Living Less Complicated, is for new options traders or beginners. And what I like to do is do a live trade recap of my trades of the day. So right here, I made $163 for the day. Wakefield says, not sure about Mac. Yeah, man, I'm double checking it, man. Right now, I had to join an agency. Cesar Paulson says, do you only trade stock? I only trade options right now. I've had a lot of people tell me that I should get into Forex and things like that. I'm not knocking it. It's just that my first step is I want to master options trading before I go into something else. And so, in my own definition, in my own opinion, I'm still relatively new to the options world. I've been trading for a solid year, intentionally, I should say, a solid year. But let me go speak to Living Less Complicated, who says that she's new. So I'm going to do a recap one more time. Thank you for all 23 of y'all who have joined. That means so much to me. I really appreciate that. If y'all don't mind, just give me a few likes. Wakefield Smith says, what was your net for last year? So my net for last year was about $2,300. I made about 2,300 bucks. Yeah. So January 1st, 2023 is when I intentionally said that I wanted to start options trading full time. That's my goal, is to become a full-time trader. Currently, right now, I do have a 9 to 5 gig. So my goal is to be able to leave my 9 to 5 gig and live off of my trading. But I've been I've been intentionally trading for a year. So I'll show you this too, because I'm very open. I don't mind even the things that are embarrassing. On my trading journal, I have a timeline right here, and you guys can see everything that I've ever done in terms of my trading. My bad. I'm trying to, zoom in and get this for y'all, but basically I have a timeline that you guys could ever see. So June 8th, 2020. I appreciate that, Wakefield Smith. I appreciate that. Thank you. The support and the confidence, man. That means a lot to me. But so what I'm saying is, if you're new to there, I'm completely open to everything that I've ever done with my trading. I have the very first time I did an options trade, which is June of 2020. I like to call myself a pandemic trader. I think there are a lot of us who got exposed to options trading in June of 2020. In August of 2020, I had my first 1K trade. September 2nd, I had my first 5K trade. And then in March 19th, here we go. Let me scroll over. I have my largest trade loss to date. In a single trade, I lost almost $3,000. All right. And $3,000 in a single trade. May 17th, I signed up for TradingView. July 1st, I read my first trading book, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. And then it was January 1st, 2023, where I committed, where I said, yo, my goal is to become a full-time trader living off my profits. And then March 1st, I signed up for TradeZella. And then I just keep all of these things here in my trading journal. So this is open to everybody. That's right. We all do have to start somewhere. Living less complicated. That's for sure. That's for sure. We all have to start somewhere. But I say all that to say, if you join my community, you can see all of this. I don't hide anything, all my embarrassments, all my whatever the case may be. I share it with you all. But let's go over today's trade, right? So today I made $163. Thoughts on Amazon FBA? Joshu, give me just a moment. Let me touch on that in just a second because you're talking about like having the business through Amazon, right? Joshu, is that how you pronounce it? But I want to touch on that in just a second. So let me go over a quick trade recap for those of you that are new here and that haven't seen it yet. I'm going to do this very fast. But if you do have any questions, just let me know. All right. So what we're looking at right now is the 30-minute time frame on SPY, meaning that each one of these candles represents 30 minutes of time. And so I keep my trading very simple. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't have a lot of tricks and indicators and glitz and this and that and this moving average and this and that. I don't use that. I'm not knocking it at all. Yo, Kenneth, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I don't have that. I'm not knocking it. I know there are a lot of people that are excellent top tier traders that use a lot of indicators, but me personally, especially because, yo, Josu, thanks for the follow, especially because beginners, I want to keep things simple for you all. So I'm going to do this one more time. So I want to show you one indicator, though, that I do use on a daily basis is this one right here, is the Sarah Strat Sniper 50% rule indicator. And this was made by a lady by the name of Sarah Strat. Now you can find her on Twitter and you can find her on YouTube. She makes great videos and great content, but she created this indicator right here that I use every single day. Now, let me show y'all how I use it and let me show you how it works. So this indicator, the SSS 50% rule indicator, it automatically will look at the previous trading day. It marks the high, which you see here in this white line. It marks the low, which you see down here with this white line. And then it marks the 50%. So right in the middle of the day. Ruzu says, what was the name of that book you read? The name of the book is Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Again, that is Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Let me see if I can grab it and you can see it right now. Hopefully it doesn't disappear on my Zoom green screen. Give me just a moment. All right, so here, oh, you can't see it, but here's what the book looks like. Dang, I got the green screen, but here's what the book looks like. It's called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. That's for Ruse. All right. Living Less. I hope you're still here. I hope you're still here. Give me a thumbs up or drop a one in the chat or something to let me know you're still here. Living Less. I really appreciate you. But I wanted to break down this trade. Okay. So I use the Sarah Strat Sniper indicator. It marks out your previous day high, your previous day low, and then it also tells you what was the 50%, the middle of the day. And what you can see is this was Friday, right? This was Friday's trading activity or stock market activity for SPY. And then we can fast forward. Appreciate you, Joshu. I see you. Now we can fast forward going into today. Now, like I said before, I know a lot of top tier traders that make a lot of money, and they told me they do not care about the extended hours activity, the pre-market activity, which is what we see here. So on the left-hand side, shaded in blue, is the after hours activity that happened on Friday. And then on the right-hand side is the pre-market activity that happened this morning before the market opened. What I noticed was that there was a gap that happened between the after hours on Friday and the pre-market this morning. And if you know anything about the gap fill strategy, the gap fill strategy says that at some point, the price will want to gravitate towards that gap or at least fill the gap. There's no guarantee that it's going to do it the same day. There's no guarantee that it's going to happen the same week, anything like that. But at a minimum, the price will want to gravitate towards that gap. So now I'm looking for some indication that price is going to gravitate towards that gap. So what we see here in the pre-market was it kind of struggled to try to get up there. It got some resistance at yesterday's low. You see that? Now, if you're new to trading, I want you to write something down. Get your notes and write something down. Yo, Toy Taco Guy, thanks for joining. If you're new to trading, I want you to get your notes out and I want you to write this down. That support becomes resistance and resistance becomes support. And we can see that live right now. Look at the low of yesterday. This was the low of Friday, I should say. This was Friday's low. And look how it became resistance today in the pre-market. So what was support on Friday became resistance today. Now, like I said, I don't explicitly or exclusively just trade the gap fill strategy, but one thing that I look for if there is a gap is some indication that it wants to fill the gap or that is going to go in that direction. And what we had here, and remember, this is the 30-minute chart. So each one of these charts represents 30 minutes of time. What we have here was this strong bullish candle that happened at, well, I can't really see it, but this was the 7 o'clock time frame. Now, to give y'all a heads up, I'm in California, so I trade on West Coast time. I'm in California. So if you ever are on my live or looking at my content, just keep that in mind that Curtis G trades on California time. So I saw this bullish candle right here, which turned out to be a bullish engulfing, which is an indication that there might still be some bullish continuation. So what I did was, off of the strength that this gap was closed and we had this bullish candle, I went ahead and took scalps on this candle right here. And I wasn't greedy because as we saw, we got a swift reversal and turnaround in the market, and we're in this downwards trend, and we almost have full continuity to the downside. So in this moment, if I was looking to get into a trade on SPY, I would be looking for puts. Excuse me. Let me move this over. And I would be looking for the next support zone. I would be looking for the next support zone. And then I will be looking for something strong to continue. So we have these strong candlesticks. We had somewhat of a tweezer right here. And when you see tweezers, the tweezer candlestick pattern, that lets you know whatever's on the right-hand side of the candlestick pattern. Christina says, are you running a technical analysis? For the most part, this is like beginner level, lightweight level tech analysis, Christina. This is for the beginners. This isn't anything crazy where we're talking about like, VWAP or 200-day SMAs and bouncing off the VWAP, anything like that. We're using some very basic support and resistance. We're looking at if there's any gaps. We're also taking the previous day high, the previous day low, and then the 50% right in the middle as a general guide. I appreciate it, Christina. I appreciate that. Thank you for the emojis. I appreciate you. And I appreciate y'all giving me likes on the live. All of you that are in right now, thank you so much. It means everything to me that you guys are even just giving me a little bit of your time. Enrique, thanks for joining. Brad, appreciate you. Christina, thanks for the follow. I salute you. Thank you. Like I said, I'll be checking out Christina's page. Mateo says, is this day trading? Yes. So I am day trading. Now, in order to give more value to my community, I will start leaning towards swing trading because I realize not everybody has the ability to scalp. So if you're new to trading, a scalper is somebody who gets in and out of a trade in less than, by my definition, in less than 60 minutes or an hour. That's a scalp. So if you get in and out of a trade in 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 45 minutes, 15 minutes, you're scalping. Anything more than 60 minutes to the same trading day is a day trade, but scalping still falls under day trading to a degree. And then with Toasty says, what pair is this? This isn't a pair. This isn't Forex. This is options trading on SPY. So this is the stock market. All right, Joe P says, what do the numbers mean on the candles? All right, so for new options traders out there or just new traders in general, these numbers that you see, the twos and the threes and the one, that is from the strat. Yo, Dom says he just joined the Discord. Okay, so let me go ahead and make sure I'm answering everybody's questions. So to Joe P, these are numbers that represent the strat, and we can get into that on a different live. But what you want to check out is Sarah Strat Sniper on YouTube or Twitter. She is a part of a community that helped create the strat. More specifically, it was a guy by the name of Rob in the Black. That's his Twitter name. He created the strat, which is really, really great for helping you determine your entries and exits when you are trading. So unfortunately, Rob in the Black, he passed away last year, but his contribution to the trading world will never be forgotten. And one of his disciples is a young lady by the name of Sarah Strat Sniper. And Sarah Strat Sniper keeps his kind of strat concept trading methodology alive. So go ahead and check her out. Again, a big shout out to Dom for joining the Discord. I appreciate you. So if you're interested in joining the Discord, you get the first 30 days free. And I want to give people the opportunity to check out everything that the community has to offer, the Discord community, without being charged. I know there's a lot of Discord communities out there where the first thing they do is charge you. You don't really get transparent access to everything. And I am an open book. So after 30 days, if you're still rocking with us, it is $10 a month, nothing more, no additional upsells, nothing like that. And if you're not rocking with us, then you can cancel anytime. No harm, no foul. I just appreciate you giving me a shot. All right, Mateo, gamble that is 90% of winning and 2% losing, bro. Life is a gamble too, bro. All right, Jam family 90%. Where do you get that stat from? All right, let's see what we're talking about. My bad. Mateo says day trading is a gamble, of course. You can analyze and make an educated guess, but it's still a gamble. All right. Christina says, what platform are you using, please, when scalping? All right. I got a lot of questions. I want to make sure I tap in with all of y'all. So y'all bear with me because I'm going to go through and try to make sure I answer everybody. So I'm going to start with Christina. She says, what platform am I using? This right here that you see in front of me on the screen is a platform called TradingView. And TradingView is good for charting. They have everything on here. You can look at crypto, you can look at stocks, you can look at Forex or pairs or currencies, all of that kind of stuff. So this is TradingView. Now, the platform that I'm currently using to actually do my trades is Robinhood. I know a lot of people make fun of me, but I have Webull and I have Thinkorswim. I'll be gravitating back towards those platforms for my trading. And I'm going to become well versed in Webull, the Robinhood, and Thinkorswim so that I can speak to the community just in case they have questions on any of those platforms. But as of right now, in this very moment, the two things that I use are TradingView for my charting and then Robinhood for my trades. All right. Joan says, when scalping, Joan, I hope you're still here. Joan says, when scalping, which expiration dates do traders usually go for? So that is Vivid Dream says, how do I join the Discord? You could take a look at the link, bro. Christina says it's a gamble, but you need to run a risk analysis as well. She is 100% right? Because nobody knows which direction a financial security or financial instrument or a stock is going to go and for how long it's going to go. We do technical analysis. Some of us do fundamental analysis to determine, okay, based on these factors, I believe with a strong level of confidence or conviction that the stock is going to go in this direction. The key in the name to the game is risk management. So you might say, hey, I'm only willing to risk $200 to see if I'm right or wrong about my analysis. That's the name of the game. Just like Christina and the other people are saying, it's all about running a risk analysis. Yo, Cosmic Light, thank you for following. James Johnson, thank you for following. Trickster, thank you for following. User 4527223899215. Thank you for following. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Just got a low battery notification on the phone, so y'all bear with me while I hook that up. I want to make sure I don't leave anybody out. Dan the Man says, what is the ticker for the Bitcoins ETF? I actually don't know. I've been hearing a lot of different things about that. Mateo says all about risk aversion. That's right. All right, I want to go back through and make sure I answer everybody's questions because it means the world to me that you guys, TikToker says, how could I join? You can check the link. How do I join? You can check the link, Vivid Dream. All right, let me go through. I want to make sure that I don't miss anybody because I know that there was a question from someone that said, oh, Joan, are you still here? Joan, please let me know that you're still here. But Joan said, when scalping, which expiration date do day traders usually go for? Now, me personally, and I get criticized for this. This is me being transparent with all of you. Thank you. There she is. Thank you. I see Joan. I appreciate you. Okay, Joan. Now, I get criticized for this from my friends that are traders, different circles where we communicate, we bounce ideas off each other. I at least give myself a week expiration. So today's Tuesday. The contracts that I bought expired on the 19th. You see that right here? So for me, I at least try to go for the Friday, if not one full week. I know it kind of varies sometimes depending on like Wednesday and Thursday. I might go for just next Friday's expirations. So next Friday's expirations are, let's bring up a calendar. Yo, Toby, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Now we can go over here. And so here we are today at the 16th. Now for today, I'll be getting contracts that expire on the 19th. But once we get around Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, I'll be looking for contracts that expire on the 26th. So just as a general rule of thumb for my own trading, Joan, for me individually, And this is where my friends, they make fun of me because I'm a scalper, meaning I get in and out of the trades the same day. They say I might as well just do zero date expirations, meaning, especially if you're trading SPY, the contracts expire the same day. I really don't like that. It makes me feel uneasy, even though I'm a scalper. So I at least try to go for the Friday or a full week. So I hope that answers your question about my trading. Like I said, I hope that gives you somewhat of an example. I know there's traders out there. Parisa said, "How much money do you make today?" Got you. I got you, Join. And I just made $163 today. So the way that I trade, Parisa, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, is it Parisa or Parisa? Let me know because I always want to give respect to people's names. But today I made $163. And my trading rule for myself is one and done, no matter what that looks like. So if my first trade of the day is a profitable trade, I'm happy. There's no need for me to be greedy. I can go ahead and walk away from the computer, walk away from the trading. No need to be greedy. Now, if I don't win on my first trade, then I'll do a two trades maximum for the day. And here, like I said, I'm very transparent. Y'all can see it. I'm going to show you two versions, which you guys can see. Look at this. One and done. January 16th, January 12th, January 10th, January 9th. All those are one and dones. Now, let me show y'all. This is just my own trading rule for myself. And look what happens when I don't follow my trading rule. I took 4 trades on the 8th and I lost money. Person said the most I ever made in the day was 32K. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. The most I ever made, and I'm not trying to brag, but I see your 32K. So I gotta, give you a shout out. I popped my collar to you. Pop my collar. The most I ever made in a single day in a single trade was $10,000. That's the most I ever made in a day. So for those of you that are new to trading, it is possible. I've had $1,000 days. I've had a $10,000 day. I've had $5,000 days. It is possible. I'm just scaling everything back down because when I had those big days, let me show y'all. When I had those big days, that was before I knew what I was doing with trading. And I also had some big losses as well. So the most I ever lost in a trade was $3,000. All right. Christina says, hold on, we got some comments. Let me make sure I don't miss anybody. All right. So if I missed you, please drop your question or your comment again so I can make sure I speak to you because I want to make sure I'm giving you value. Christina says, what's your weekly goal? All right, so that's a tough question, Christina. That's a tough one because I do believe in the thought process that you shouldn't have a quote unquote goal in trading. As we know, trading is a very irregular activity, right? For the most part, you're not going to make exactly the same consistent amount of money that you would make if you had like a 9 to 5 gig, right? Where you're getting paid a salary or hourly. But with that being said, my kind of goal to leave my 9 to 5 to quit my gig is to average a nice, consistent, without any doubt in my mind, at a minimum, Curtis G is going to make this amount of money is about $500 a day. Once I get to that stage where I'm making $500 a day comfortably, like no doubt, it's almost a guarantee, then I'll probably be leaving my job. Of course, I have some other financial metrics that I want to hit, make sure I don't have any debt, make sure I have 2 years of my salary saved up, all that kind of stuff, right? Once I hit those metrics and I'm averaging 500 a day, my goal is to leave my 9 to 5 gig. So that's where I'm coming from with that. But for the most part, on a daily basis, outside of that kind of goal that I have over here, I try not to think about hitting a certain goal on a weekly basis or something like that because I found that from my own psychology, it would cause me to take trades that I normally wouldn't take. And so that's where you get into that big thing when it comes to trading psychology. All right, all right. So thank you for all of y'all rocking with me. It means a lot. It really does. Y'all don't understand. I feel like today so far has been my most lit and active live with the most people that have joined, with the most people that have followed, that have liked the live. You guys mean a great deal to me. Now there is something, and I don't like to try to oversell things, but if you do join the Discord, let me give you guys a sneak peek of the Discord. And if you're new to the live right now, thank you, Brisa, for following me. I'm going to check out your page. Everybody who followed me today, I'll be returning the love. I'm going to go check you out unless your page is private or something like that to see what kind of content you have. Because I'm all about reciprocity. I'm all about giving. If you give to me, I'm going to give back to you. But let me bring up my Discord. And I didn't realize, I'm somewhat late to the whole Discord community thing. I didn't realize there are so many frauds and scammers out there. It's crazy. When I talk to people about it, they have like this kind of negative connotation. And as I've been learning over this past year, I didn't realize that so many people were scamming in this community. It is absolutely insane. But let me bring up. All right, so I'm still loading. All right, so here is give you guys a sneak peek. Still loading. Bear with it. Oh, somebody really did join. That's dope. All right, so here's a sneak peek of the Discord. Like I said, if you join today, you get the first 30 days free. I have something for new investors, new traders, but this is a good time and a good opportunity for me to tell y'all right now the intention of my Discord community. It is not a signals community. Even though I do post my trades and what I'm looking at in there, it's not a signals community. The name of my Discord is called Passive Income University. The number one thing that I want people to do is to learn some type of a skill, whether it's trading, whether it's becoming a software engineer, whatever the case may be, to help you make more money. And with that extra money, you take that to build a level of passive income, whether you get into real estate, whether you start your own business, whatever the case may be. So that's why the name of my Discord is Passive Income University. So if you join, you get the first 30 days free. I have courses in there on how to update your resume, where I paired with a hiring manager at a big tech firm. We did an interview so you can see how to update your resume and what they're looking at. I did a course and a presentation with real estate agents to show you all the different grants that you can get to get into real estate. So I want y'all, hold on, I just got to double check on my phone, y'all. Got that low battery. All right, there we go. We're in action. We're in action. All right. So, like I was saying, just giving y'all a snapshot. But one thing that I'm super proud of is if you join the community, I do like to give giveaways for people that have supported me. So as you can see here, just throughout the time, I give money. I give what I can when I have some extra dough, $50, $100, a couple $100. But that's just to say thank you to the people who rock with me, who support the community in the Discord. So my goal this year is to do $500 and $1,000 giveaways. So, but I don't want to speak too much to that. If you're curious and you want to see what it's all about, you can hit the link in my bio. You can join today, Passive Income University. You get the first 30 days free, no charge. And then after that, it's just $10 a month. But let's get back to the recap. So if you're new to this session, we're just going over my trade. Today, I made 163 bucks and I just did a quick scalp off a SPY. Let's go over here. And so I'll show you, and I'll do this one more time. I know there's a few of you that have been on the live, so you've heard this a couple times today, but I want to give anybody who is new the opportunity to ask some more questions so I can give you value. But what we're looking at right now is the SPY, ticker symbol SPY. And as we all know, the SPY is the ETF or the stock that follows the broad general stock market, right? Now, what we're looking at right now, and big shout out to AE. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Yo, big shout out to Mocha Ray. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Passive Income University for the win. That's right. She is a PIU member. So shout out to her. Now, if you're new, we're just doing a trading recap. I am not a greedy trader. I'm not one of those traders that says, hey, I got to make 100% every trade. I got to make 50% or 200%. I like to have low profit targets that I can consistently hit each day and just build up my portfolio and scale up in size on my trades. Thank you to 11 Axel 11 for the follows. Thank you, Kimmit Deity for the follow. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you, Mocha Ray, for the rose. Thank you guys so much for the love. You guys are really giving me energy. All right, so let me get to it for the beginners. I'm trying to keep up with the comments, trying to keep up for the people that are joining and following and all that. But let me go through this one more good time, and then I'll go back and look at the comments to make sure I didn't miss anybody. But today, I made $163, 3.5%. Don't laugh at it. Don't scoff at it. I know that a lot of us, we follow a lot of options traders, Forex traders, different traders like that, and they're making $5,000 a day, $10,000 a day, all that kind of stuff. Don't let that discourage you. we all have to start somewhere. We got a couple of people that said that. So let me just give a quick little breakdown to anybody who just joined the live in the last 5 minutes so that you can see what I was looking for. Devin Gardner, he laughs at my 3%, but Parissa says good job. So I appreciate you, Parissa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you guys don't let the naysayers and the people laughing discourage you. It's all about you building your consistency. It's all about you finding a way to be consistent with the market. So here we go. Now, what I looked at in terms of this trade for today, and like I said, I am a scalper, so that typically means my trades are 30 minutes or less. Diego Marquez, thanks for the follow. Parissa says you did very good. Yo, Parissa, I can't wait to get off the live to go check out your page, to check out your content, to follow you back. Let's see if I can just do it right now. And oh, yeah, I can follow you back. Boom. Got you. I'm going to go check out your page later, but let's break this down. All right. Now, the first thing I want to tell y'all, if you're new and you're just getting in today, is, oh, now this is way over here. Lord. All right, let me move that. The number one indicator that I use on a daily basis is the SSS 50% rule indicator. I use this one every single day. It was created by a lady by the name of Sarah Strat Sniper. You can follow. Luop says ETFs are the GOAT. That's right. Devin Gardner says if you took puts off low of day on Friday, it was an easy 30%. There you go. So there's different trading styles for everybody. So I want you guys all to take note. There's no one trading style that just works for every single one. Everybody's analyzing and breaking down things differently. And that's one of the things that I love about trading is the fact that everybody has this opportunity with their own analysis to make money. Jaden says he made 16% on SPY today. Shout out to Jaden. Salute, salute. All right, so the indicator that I use every single day is the SSS 50% rule indicator, which is made by Sarah Strat Sniper. And what this does is it looks at the previous day high, which is marked right here in white. And then it looks at the previous day low, which is this line right here. And then it also marks out the 50%, where it was right in the middle of the previous trading day. So with that indicator being turned on, I also noticed that there was a gap between the extended hours or the after hours trading on Friday, which is right here on the left-hand side. And then we've got the pre-market trading, which is right here on the right-hand side in orange. We noticed that there was a gap down. Now, I don't specifically trade the gap fill strategy, but I do use it as a guide. And what we saw here in the pre-market was that there was some resistance to break above the low on Friday. Now, if you're new to trading options or if you're new to trading in general, I want you to write this down in your notes. Resistance becomes support and support becomes resistance. So look over here on Friday. This low, this area right here was support for the most part for the market or for the SPY on Friday, which became an area of resistance in the pre-market today. So with that being said, I know that with this gap here, which is shaded in the green area, that there is going to be some attempt for the market to try to close this gap, even though we've got a little bit of resistance. When I saw this rectangle or this candlestick, this bullish move, this bullish engulfing, I took that as a sign or an indicator that there still should be a little bit left of that bullish momentum, at least up towards the 50% of yesterday. And so I hopped in on this candlestick and then I did a quick scalp and I was out. Yo, Luap, thanks for the follow. Jamie or Jaime, thanks for the follow. FCK Small Talk, thanks for the follow. All right. So that was the short and simple of it, of that trade. Now, what you can also see, which is why I really like this indicator by Sarah Strat Sniper, is you'll see that there will be some resistance or some support near that 50% mark of the previous day. And even though we had a little bit of ways to go to fill it, that's pretty much what happened with the market today. It had this kind of resistance at the 50%, and now we're in this downwards trend. We have a mix here on full time frame continuity, so it's mostly to the downside, but that's the long and short of the day. What did Luop say? We got to thank you, Luop, for the info. What did Luop say? Diego Martinez says, what app do you use? So Diego, on the screen in front of us right here is Trading View. That's what I use for charting. And then for my actual trades, I'm primarily trading in Robinhood right now. Here's a screenshot from today. But I will be making my way back over to Webull and Thinkorswim. And the reason why I'm going to be using all three platforms, Robinhood, Webull, Thinkorswim, is because I want to be able to answer questions for anybody that's in my community, in my Discord, about those platforms. All right, all right. So I wasn't too sure. I couldn't go back and see what info Luop gave, but it might be on the spy play that he was talking about. All right, Jaden, thanks for the follow. Risking 40.25 to make 160 is a terrible risk to reward. Devin Gardner, good, good, good. But you're also assuming what my stop loss is. So that's one thing to also recognize. And this is why it's important to not get discouraged by other people's trading styles. So the assumption that Devin Gardner is making is that I didn't have any stop loss whatsoever. And that's where the real risk to reward comes in. So overall, Devin is right. It is a lot of risk, right, to only make a couple dollars, but it is something that can be done consistently. And without knowing where my stop loss was put, it is also hard to tell what I was truly risking outside of the capital. Luop says 3M is low, however, dividends are high. That's right. That's right. So it's all about finding what works best for you. And what I found is that using more capital to get lower percentages more consistently works for me. But the number one thing that I want to share and express with everybody is you have to find a trading style that works the best for you, which is why I say my trading community, I don't necessarily do signals. It's not a signals Discord. The whole goal of Passive Income University is to help you carve out and scoped out your own trading style that works. And as we can tell, just in this dialogue, that there are some people that are critical of my trading style. They say, hey, you know what? You're risking too much money. You're risking way too much money for a little reward. And there are other people that are like, you know what? That makes sense. I'll risk that amount to get that. I'll give you the perfect example. I have a cousin who said, yo, I don't mind risking $10,000 or trading with 10,000 to make 1,000 every day or 10%. Now just imagine that. You're using 10,000 to get 10% or 1,000 every single day. That's your average. There are 250 trading days in a year. That's $250,000. Most Americans are not making that amount of money. Most people, that's beyond the top 1% in income earners if you're making 250K in a year. Using $10,000 to get a low percentage, 10% to make 1,000. So that's essentially what my goal is. And I saw somebody else say it on Twitter in this way. They said, I'd rather use more capital and less skill than to have to rely on a whole bunch of skill to try to get a home run or a banger every single trade. And this is no knock to anybody who's criticizing me, not at all. The number one thing that I want y'all to do is to focus on developing a trading style that works the best for you. That's the most important thing. Find a trading style that works the best for you. Now I want to just tap in. Oh, that was Devin that said it, Devin Gardner. So shout out to Devin. Big shout out to Devin. You can see that there are two traders right here who have different approaches, and you can find what works best for you. Now, Mocha Ray, if you could do me a favor and see when did I go live, because I always like to do a little time check. I always appreciate the lives. Chris Berry, thanks for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. So thank you all for the likes. Today was super dope. Today was super cool. I think we learned a lot. I think we were able to share a lot with each other. Super, super dope. I like the different varying, it's no knock from Devin Gardner at all. I appreciate the context. I appreciate what's the word I'm looking for? A difference of opinion. That way you can have a dialogue. We can have a dialogue with each other about seeing these different styles in trading that work for people. So big shout out to Devin Gardner. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you all of you who joined the live. My goal is to do at least one live a day, if not every other day, and also to provide trading recap and reviews for anybody that's new out there. Yo, Brandon Scott, thanks for joining. Yo, yo, yo. Just curious if you're on right now. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. So just a quick shout out. Just a quick recap. Made $163, one and done, 3% trade. Frosty says it's crazy how profitable you become once you master the strat. That's right. That's right. Yo, Sagid. Oh, I can't pronounce it. Sagina Wichia. Thanks for following. 2024. Thanks for following. But yeah, so we got the strat right here. I do keep the strat on. That's another indicator that I keep. So if you want to know what these numbers are or what indicator this is, It's one of the number one things that help me with my entries and exits when it comes to trading. I use the Strat Assistant, which is right. Let me bring this up a little bit so y'all can see it. Okay. Struggling right now. Jeez. There we go. All right. So this is the indicator right here that puts those numbers on the candlesticks. So if you want to know what that is, it's called the Strat Assistant. And if you want to know what the strat is, go look for Sarah Strat Sniper or look for Robin the Black. There's a guy by the name of Rob Smith who created the strat. Unfortunately, Rob passed away last year, but Sarah Strat Sniper is one of his disciples amongst other people who are keeping his message of the strat alive, his trading style, his trading methodology that he developed. Yo, motivational enthusiast says, "Hey, bro, just join the live. So I'm a newbie to options trading and want to learn more." Okay, for sure, for sure, for sure. So I was just about to wrap it up, but I'm going to do it one more time for motivational enthusiasts just to break down what I did for my trade today. Me personally, I keep my trading very, very simple. Like I was just saying a moment ago in relation to Devin Gardner, I like to use more capital so I can use less skill to make a few $100s each day. Today, and particularly, I made $163 trading SPY calls. Jay Bertrand says, "How do I set up my chart, brother?" Jay, are you using TradingView? Are you using TradingView so we can do that as well? But to go back and answer motivational enthusiasts, so I'm going to go over my trade and I'm just going to break that down. If you have any questions, just let me know. Jay Bertrand, this is TradingView. Yep, this is definitely TradingView. This is definitely TradingView that you see in front of you. All right, so I trade on the 30-minute time frame. That means each one of these candlesticks, each one of these rectangles, they're called candlesticks, and they represent 30 minutes of time. I trade on the 30-minute, but you can change this to anything. Let me show you. You can change your, oops, let me move this over. Forgive me, y'all. All right, so you can change the time frame to anything you want. 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10, 15, 30, 1 hour, daily. You can go to the weekly chart. You can go for 45 minutes, whatever time frame you want. But me personally, I trade on the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks represents 30 minutes of time. Now, the number one indicator that I use, this is TradingView. The number one indicator that I use is the Sarah Strat Sniper 50% rule, this one right here. And so what that does is this indicator will look at the previous trading day, which was Friday. So we'll go back over here and it marks out Friday's high, which is this white line at the top. And it marks out Friday's low, which is this white line in the bottom. And then it takes the 50%, where it was right in the middle of the day in terms of where the price traveled for that stock. In this case, we're talking about SPY. So I turn that indicator, I leave that indicator on every single day. And then I do somewhat of an analysis going in between the pre-market and the after hours trading from the previous day. Now, like I said, everybody's good job. I have the paid version too, Bertrand. Cool. Cool. I have the paid version true. Pardon me. Get a little dry. I gotta have a little sip right here of water. Okay. So, like I said, I keep my trading very, very simple. Now, I'm going to spotlight two things where there are top tier traders, people that I kind of look up to in the trading community that make thousands of dollars every day. They don't care about pre-market or after hours activity at all. They don't look at it. They told me, they say it's too easily to be manipulated. Me personally, my thought process is in this world of trading, information and data is key. And I like to look to see, hey, if there's any information or data that's available, why not take a look at it? So what I saw between the after hours on Friday, which is this blue area here, and the pre-market trading, which is over here on the right-hand side in orange, there was a gap down. And if you know anything about the gap fill strategy, there is the sentiment or the notion that at some point in time in the future, the stock would try to close that gap. It would try to gravitate towards where the gap was. So when the market opened or right before the market opened, we noticed a little bit of resistance. So Arrow says, "Do you use the Go Market platform?" I'm not too sure what you mean, if that's a charting platform or if it's a trading platform where you can place your trades. But for me on a daily basis, Arrow, I use TradingView for my charting and right now Robinhood for my trades. And so I saw this bullish engulfing candle, this strong bullish moment that closed the gap. We had the gap closed. Yo, Niz, thanks for the follow. And this told me that we should still have a little bit of gas left in terms of some bullish momentum. Excuse me, kind of tripping over my words here. And so what I would do is what I did this morning on this trade right here, January 16th, I entered in calls for a quick scalp. Now, one thing I forgot to mention earlier is I typically wait for there to be some pullback. So once this bottom wick forms, this is typically where I enter in on my calls to the upside. Once it moved up, made a decent amount of money that I was happy with. Of course, to Devin, not so much, but made a decent amount of money. Took my 160 some odd dollars, 3.5%, and got out. And as we saw, the market immediately reversed and went back to the downside trend with almost full time frame continuity down. Arrow says, yes, it's the trading platform Commodities or Becoming Investor platform, Australian company. I haven't heard of it, Arrow, but I will check it out. All right, all right. So I believe that breakdown was for it was motivational enthusiasts. So that was just a quick recap on my trade right here. But with that being said, of course, I'll be doing more live videos. So motivational enthusiasts, tap in with me and we can get your questions answered. And as always, I appreciate all of y'all for spending time with me. It means the world. I think today was my best live yet. Shout out to everybody who left comments, questions, things that really get a dialogue going, especially if you're a new trader. So I'll tap in with y'all tomorrow. Salute. I appreciate y'all. Peace.